Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if you're not aware of this, this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at MMTLP and some important developments with regard to Congress and what we can expect going forward next week. We're also going to be looking at ticker symbol MULN, MULN Automotive, and a response to some important questions from Charles Payne from the company, and also ticker symbol TTOO, which was also featured in the previous videos, and we're going to be looking at some upcoming catalysts for TTO, so stay tuned for that. Before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first headline here, the Fed rate hikes can end after US job gains rival in an economy the size of Australia, says BlackRock. So there was good news in terms of jobs data today, and that was certainly positive, and I think it also had a good impact on the market overall. And in other news with regard to Apple, we can see there is positive news here as well. Apple stock advances towards the longest winning streak in 17 months. So I can confirm it also finished in the green today. So the stock is now on its 6th consecutive session of gains. So great news there for Apple. I'm going to start by sharing a press release from the SEC just posted earlier today, September 1st, 2023. And they have stated the SEC directs equity exchanges and FINRA to improve governance of market data plans. So this certainly looks like the SEC are now trying to do their job in terms of FINRA, which they do oversee and overlook. And what I have posted in response to this press release is obviously you are directing equity exchanges and FINRA to improve governance of market data plans, and this to me is a great illustration of the power and authority that the SEC has over FINRA. The FOIA emails also demonstrate that you were communicating very closely in the MMTLP fiasco. The SEC should not refer all MMTLP complaints to FINRA's useless and inadequate FAQs. The FAQs were purely one-sided and failed to address the most important questions. So we know Gary Gensler is going to be asked questions, and as the head of the SEC, he needs to use some common sense. Look at the thousands of innocent retail investors, not only in the US but also worldwide, that are simply asking for securities legislation to be followed, i.e. the law, and order a detailed and thorough investigation into naked shorting, ghost shares, failed to deliver, breaches of securities legislation, all of which allegedly took place with the MMTLP fiasco. Broker deals alerts also not closing on behalf of shorts, which they should have done. And also the use of synthetic shares to artificially drive down the price of MMTLP. That's what I expect Gary Gensler to do, but that's what I also expect Gary Gensler not to do in reality. So let's move on to have a look at the developments and news with regard to Congress. So shout out here to Anna Trades, who's posted early today. We finally have a date for the SEC briefing, the afternoon of September the 5th. And again, during a Zoom call with Congress, John Berger, several other community members, and Anna herself, keep the focus simple. We want Congress to get the aggregated audited share count. Please call Congress. So the key message here is the calls to Congress are making a difference. It may not obviously have led to a significant breakthrough right now, but the more Congress members are aware of this, the better it is overall. And obviously we do have the letter, I think from more than 15 Congress members asking for Gary Gensler to ask questions. So we need to obviously certainly keep the pressure on. So important question here from Buddy, who stated, Anna, will you and John Berger, our other community members, be present for the Zoom call at the SEC briefing? Will it be open to the public or broadcast live? We need the aggregated audited share count. However, Anna has stated it's going to be a closed briefing, but we can ask for representation, and obviously that is where the pressure to Congress counts. And the final post from Buddy here I'm going to share with you is, in addition to the share count, the one thing that needs to be stressed is the immediacy of the situation. So that's a great point. To some in Congress, MMTLP is a new matter. On the 5th of September, it must be highlighted that it has been going on for more than 270 days. People are suffering terribly and need immediate resolution. So excellent points. One point there, 100% true, and the resolution is definitely needed. What I'm now going to do is look at a MULN Automotive response to the question by Charles Payne on Fox Business. So MULN have just posted on their website here, MULN Automotive CEO responds to Fox Business question. So this is a question that I think was not answered very well by the CEO, David Mitchery. I think he did hesitate, and there were some tough questions from Charles Payne. So let's see what he stated here. And basically he's saying here, obviously he appeared on Making Money with Charles Payne on Thursday, August the 31st, to discuss the lawsuit against large brokerage firms for unlawful trading practices. And the question from Charles here was, can you explain $31 million in G&A per condensed consolidated statements of operations? So it certainly looks like on the actual interview, David was unable to answer this very clearly, but what the company have now done is added a response. So let's have a look at the response. So they basically said here, for the 3 months period ended June the 30th, 2023, we incurred 7.8 million of non-cash expenses, including 6.6 million non-cash charge for warrants, 4.41 million for stock-based compensation to employees, for 2.5 million in depreciation and amortization, 5.4 million minus in increased working capital that was needed for production and as well as commercial vehicles. And again, with regard to the cash flow, they spent $46.1 million, which is 15.3 million per month in operating expenses. So it looks like here what they are doing is providing a little bit of more of a detailed breakdown that it certainly looks like the company is showing that they were unable to do this on the actual interview. So this is what they are saying here. And the other point they're making at the bottom, they've stated, for example, Canoe reported a 62.3 million use of operating cash flow for the quarter ended June 30, 2023. Nikola reported 107 million use of operating cash flow for June 30, 2023. Workhouse 33.1 million. So they're basically saying MULN is obviously no different to the other companies. MULN used 46.1 million for the period June 30th, 2023. So that's the response. However, in terms of investors, what we can see from investors is in terms of sentiment, it is still negative. So the response and the reaction from that video was negative. At one point, the share price was going up. And then I think when there was that question posed by Charles Payne, that we did see a strong decline in the share price. So certainly things not looking good for MULN Automotive. And in terms of the lawsuit, that is what we need for another breakthrough and hopefully good news to come. And finally, I'm going to have another look at ticker symbol TTOO. So you'll be able to see this was also covered in the previous video where we looked at the cost of sepsis for the US healthcare sector. And this is looking at a cost of approximately $62 billion. So a huge problem, a huge amount of deaths. And TTO also is a company that has the first and only FDA approved products. And there are more catalysts to come. So we can see here on the US Food and Drug Administration website, looking at 510K devices cleared in 2023. It is currently only up to July 2023. We are expecting an update for August 2023, and hopefully there is news there for TTO as well. So I am going to share with you a rumor, and it states here, obviously FDA incoming, heard from insiders that FDA news is imminent. Bank holiday for the US on Monday, and the news will drop in the weekend after hours. again, so purely a rumour, but let's have a look at what's happened in the market and in terms of the share price for TTO today. So remember, this was covered in the previous video, and I think it was trading around about 30 cents. We can see today it is up in excess of 11.82%, closing at 35 cents. Again, an extremely volatile penny stock in the biosector with huge risk, huge rewards, but a great day today for TTO. It's slightly down in the aftermarkets, but one that we will be keeping an eye out. So if you would like to get more stocks such as TTO, GNS, which we have been watching as well, certainly can join us in Discord. Details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.